rivers are never just water. They are roots, boundaries, and sources of power. This river has shaped borders, carried rebellion, powered industry, and built a city.
When you're looking at these old maps, and I'm looking now one of Denbighshire, you can tell that the rivers shown really form a major structure of the map, along with place names and rather large molehills to denote some mountains, and a few trees to denote forested areas. But the rivers do really stand out and would have been used to find your way around, because there were no roads on these maps at this time. This map dates from 1607. No roads showing. In fact, it wasn't until 1675 that you'd have the pleasure or the ease of making a journey. There were no roads showing.
The River Dee rises near Bala, Llyn Tegid, in a landscape shaped by ice and time. Here, the river begins quietly, but even at its source, it starts to organise the land around it. Paths follow it, settlements edge towards it. The story begins with movement. In the Middle Ages, the Dee flowed through politically tense borderland. During the rebellion led by Owain Glyndwr, rivers mattered as much as castles. The Dee helped define territory, control crossings, and shaped how armies and messengers moved through the land. Even after the rebellion failed, the river continued to mark where authority shifted and overlapped.
The rivers remain constant despite everything else that's going on. Political changes and all kinds of other changes, but the rivers are there constantly. And the River Dee flows on.
At Llangollen, the Dee becomes part of everyday life. It powered mills, attracted travellers, and helped the town grow. This is the river not as boundary, but as a companion, steady, useful, familiar. In the late 18th century, the river framed one of Britain's most unconventional households. Eleanor Butler and Sarah Ponsonby, the Ladies of Llangollen, made their home beside the Dee, choosing a life shaped by place and continuity. Here, the river feels reflective rather than dramatic, a presence to live alongside rather than to control. The Horseshoe Falls may look natural, but they're engineered. Built to regulate water for the Llangollen Canal, they mark a turning point. From here on, the Dee is no longer just followed, it's managed.
You had the River Dee flowing there, and one day builders arrived. The local people, I'm not quite sure what they would make of it. They'd probably think it was going to be a bridge, and in fact it was a kind of bridge, but not like any bridge that they'd known about, because it was a bridge that was going to carry water. It was going to carry a canal. There were boats that were going to carry goods and people across it. So here you had this old river below, and above this amazing new, right up to date construction, a new form of transportation across a valley. Quite astounding, really.
Further downstream, the Dee once again becomes a border, Wales on one bank, England on the other. During the English Civil War, this crossing was critical. Chester was a royalist stronghold, and the River Dee was its supply lines. Control of this river meant control of the city.
One remarkable connection about Farndon is that it is the birthplace of probably the most famous English mapmaker, born in about 1552, born in Farndon, and this is John Speed. No doubt enjoyed his young life here, and on his maps, on his first map of Cheshire, published in 1611, he shows Farndon, and on the other side of the river, he only shows one place in the whole section of Denbighshire, and that is Holt. Farndon looks at Holt, Holt looks at Farndon, across the River Dee.
Nearly 700 years before the Civil War, the River Dee had already been used to make a powerful statement. In the year 973, King Edgar of England came to Chester to assert his authority over the British. According to later accounts, he was rowed along the River Dee by a group of subordinate kings, an image designed to show unity, submission, and control. Chester rose because of the Dee and struggled as the river changed. Silting altered access to the sea, forcing the city to reshape the river itself. The River Dee still flows past the same banks, bridges and cities. From medieval rebellion to Victorian reflection, people have tried to understand it, map it, control it, describe it. But the river keeps moving, carrying landscape, history, and the time together downstream. At the end of its 70-mile journey, the River Dee reaches the tidal waters below Chester. But the Dee has never simply been just a river. It has witnessed war, industrial innovation, high society, and the rise and the fall of an empire. The River Dee connects places, but it also connects centuries. Countless stories have already been told, but as the Dee flows towards the sea, there is no doubt that many, many more will become part of this great river's history.